Hey there, and welcome to the DNA Financial Solutions channel, where business tax strategy meets the spirit, and all of our favorite entrepreneurs come so they can learn how to ascend their business. My name is Adrian Trice, and I am the CEO of DNA Financial Solutions. Thank you for hopping on. And today, people, let me explain to you. It has been a crazy ride. I have never seen so much chaos as it relates to living in America. Let me tell you, every day is like a day in Jumanji. Maybe it's, I don't know, Nightmare on Elm Street some days, and then maybe it's like the Twilight Zone. So combine that and we have that for 2024. But today I wanted to just get on here and just go over some of these elements, specifically the government shutdown, right? I think it's been one of the more quieter ones. I think we've been just economically traumatized where we don't even know this. Like, so many people do not know what a government shutdown is. I've been through one. I also been through Y2K. I think that was a thing at one time, right? And then we had the pandemic, and then we had the Twin Towers. Those are for us who are Zillennials, Gen Xers, possibly baby boomers are watching. Let me tell you, how much more trauma can you go through? But we're here, we're still standing, and I wanted to go ahead and just bring some informative information and track this shutdown. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this is because I was hoping that Congress would have come to some sort of budget agreement, but they are literally at a gridlock. So let's get started with what's going on internally. Specifically, this is scoped to the IRS. Anything that I make in terms of political reference, it isn't a biased. I'll probably go into how I vote maybe in one of these videos one day, but I'm pretty neutral. Might as well say it. I'm an independent. So if I'm bringing you something, it's probably going to be a little bit balanced. There's a lot of people who went independent from what I understand. And I will have some political economic political type things possibly in future videos that talk about how Congress is impacting this particular shutdown. They're just not in agreement right now. However, let's start with the numbers with the IRS. So the state of the IRS before the shutdown was kind of fragile. Okay, we went through an administrative change. Doge was implemented, revamped the entire system to be more efficient. So the structure of the system is a lot more accessible technology-wise. So we can go ahead and give them a round of applause of that. But they also cut a significant amount of employees during the beginning of the year. Now, let's bring us to where they were in terms of numbers. IRS had a total of 74,000 staff, and they cut them to about 53.9%. So I believe it was Wednesday. That would be the 8th. They let about 38,000 plus people go. Now, and then they also released an operational plan that is on the IRS website. I believe it's about 164 pages. And it talks about what the actual plan would be if the government were to extend this shutdown all the way until April 30th. It's a contingent plan. Hopefully it will not be that long, but why we're here is because there were allocations of funding to support payroll, and the IRS actually ran out before Congress was able to vote on it. So the policy, the budget has not been voted on. So what does this mean? About services. So let me go ahead. I'll be looking at notes because some of these services are contingent upon if you need them. Others are just where we need to be as taxpayers, as business owners. So the first service we'll go over is the authorized by authority. These are the services that the IRS must continue because they are authorized by Congress. That means Form 6166, which will be confirming U.S. tax residency for international people. So if they need to have that service verified, that's in place. Income verification services for lenders, disaster victims, and SBA applications. this is great because those need to actually continue on. With the cuts, I've noticed government funding has stalled or slowed to states, which has caused an this domino effect, if you will. Like a lot of facilities in the state of Arizona has shut down. I will have to say it's also impacted a lot of tax practitioners' businesses if they were supporting them. So this is very, very urgent to keep at least capital considerations going. The Treasury support continues for agencies like the Bureau of Engraving as well as printing, keeping the money going, keeping the money printed. That is still in effect. The other thing that this protects is the life and property. So human safety, payment and remittances. Remittances. Oh my gosh, I'm so Midwest. Are still coming in to protect government revenue. Cybersecurity is still in place. And then anything that's under criminal investigation, folks, still in place. And that is in relationship to fraud, identity theft, all of that. Those departments are still open. Now, let's get to how this impacts you. What is stopped? Customer service lines, done. Like I cannot even call the tax practitioner hotline. They're done. Taxpayer assistance, those who have filed 911 forms, we're possibly looking to get support with some more intricate things. Those are done. IRS has halted that department. Manual collections and audits, that's been paused. Non-disaster transcript requests, those have been paused. Legal research, training, and administrative reviews, those have all been paused. In my next video, I'm going to show you how you can still get access to some of those because, again, Doge came in and gave a lot of automations. We would just have to work with the actual taxpayers' IRS portal. Legal research, training, and administrative reviews, pause. No problem. I'll also tell you as tax practitioners some of the resources that you can use to supplement if you were using those particular resources. And mailroom operations are at a minimum. They're still processing, of course, payments, but and just possibly even logging the rest. When it comes to that, we already know how it happened and how it went down during the pandemic. So we're going to go ahead and keep that department in mind and heart as they take care of all the mail. What does this mean for you? If you're expecting a refund or a credit, that will slow down. Refunds on electronically filed things should be processed, but paper amendment returns, anything that's outside of this, any responsive letters that will result in a credit, that will slow down and possibly be delayed for months. Hotlines, again, are down. The actual main hotline that the public will access, the 1-800 number will no longer be available. You can call it. I know some of the departments, you can't get through it all because I've tried. The deadlines, folks, those still apply. So after this video, we're back to processing files at our firm. But make sure you get them on time so you can avoid penalties. And if you cannot do that deadline, get them in this month, okay? Business must stay digitally compliant. That means filing electronic tax returns, getting your estimated taxes in during this time, keeping your records updated. Be extra diligent about all record keeping. We have to be strategic here as tax professionals. There's so many things that we need to do internally. I know that I've come out with some plan of action because there's so many other services other than tax filing, tax resolution, letter responses, just requires more diligence on our end. So we've implemented an internal plan and we're contacting our network via newsletter to let them know the very thing that I'm recording on. In that case, I didn't want to keep everybody too long. Who wants to talk about the IRS on a Friday? But just know deadlines are being upheld. They are operating at the bare bones minimum. So you cannot get through. All this means is operate in peace and patience right now. You cannot control what you cannot control. So with that in mind, I will be doing an FAQ. So I want to make sure that people know that we are following this shutdown. For me, it's just a time to regroup. For my clients, it's a time to just pause and plan. We're pausing and planning just to make sure anything that comes down the pipeline, we're proactive and we've done everything that we need to do to create this responsiveness with the IRS. So again, come back for our FAQ session. I am going to commit myself to getting on, staying on top, and then providing more content. It's very urgent right now. This is a shutdown. It's not like COVID. So, of course, keep us in mind. I appreciate you hopping on. And if you have any questions, just sign in to one of our modalities and let us know what's on your mind. So, of course, have a blessed and abundant day, and then I'll be back on soon.